What's up everyone, Becky Johnson, another video. Now with this one, I'm going to be ranking all 11 of the Fast and Furious movies from worst to best. Now, just keep in mind, this is my opinion, and I'm a huge dollar fan of this entire franchise, and I love pretty much all the films inside this franchise, and this can be a little bit controversial, but yeah, overall, I adore this franchise. Now, let's begin. Coming up at number 11 is the fourth Fast and Furious film, Fast and Furious. Now, this film has some decent action scenes here and there. This film has an okay story, but when I go see a Fast and Furious movie, I want a good story with a lot of action. But this film didn't have a ton of action, but it's still an okay film. Coming in at my number 10 is Too Fast, Too Furious. Now, this film has some great racing scenes. The cars looked amazing. The chemistry between Brian O'Connor and Roman Pierce was amazing. Of course, they introduced Roman Pierce and Ted in this film. And so yeah, this film pretty good. It's just I like the ones above this. It's a little bit better, a little bit more. All right, coming in at my number. Coming up at number 9 is Fast 8, The Fate of the Furious. Now, I love this film when it first came out. But nowadays this film is just okay. The action scenes were great. The emotional moments were great here and there, but overall this film was just okay. Alright, now coming in at number 8 is The Fast and the Furious, Tokyo Drift. Now, I really don't get the hate for this film. I love the setting in Tokyo and all the racing scenes. This has by far the best racing scenes out of the franchise, in my opinion. And this film has moments of heart. Of course, the acting ain't as good in this film, but I still enjoy this film a lot. This film has moments of heart, great racing scenes, awesome looking cars. I enjoy this film a lot. Now, coming up at number 7 is The Fast and the Furious. Now, this is the OG, of course. This film introduced, of course, Brian O'Connor and Nick Toretto. This film is amazing, in my opinion. From here on out, these movies are the movies that I absolutely love. So yeah, this film was amazing. The cars are amazing. And also, it's crazy when this is the most realistic film inside the entire Fast and Furious franchise. And who would have thought that they would have became superheroes when this film came out? Who would have thought that? Which is crazy. This film, very good movie. But I still the ones above this a little bit more. Coming up number 6 is Fast 9, F9, the Fast Saga. Now, I really don't get the hate for this film. Of course, this film ain't amazing or anything. It ain't groundbreaking, but the action, some people said it took it too far. The action scenes I thought were great. I thought there was some moments of heart, which is good. The soundtrack was pretty good. The only issue I had with it was there wasn't that much high stakes in this film. I didn't feel a lot of danger for a lot of these characters. And that's the only issue I had with it. But other than that, the action scenes are great. So yeah, very enjoyable film. But it just ain't better than the ones above this. Now coming up at number 5 is, top 5 is Fast and Furious 6. Now this film was great. Now, of course, Justin Lin, directed he came back to direct Fast 9. But yeah, Fast and Furious 6 was great. Of course, they found out Letty was still alive, and Dominic tried to get Letty back. I enjoyed the story in this film. The action scenes were fantastic, and that, like Letty and that fight that one girl towards the middle of the movie was amazing. There's a lot of great stuff in Fast and Furious 6. It's one of the best. It's always going to be one of the best. I love this film quite a bit. Coming up number 4 is Fast and Furious presents Hobbs and Shaw. Now this film is fun from start to finish. Now you had these other side characters that was involved in the Fast and Furious franchise end up, having their own spin-off. It's like the Fast and Furious franchise created its own cinematic universe. And Fast and Furious presents Hobbs and Shaw. It's a damn fun movie. This film was good from start to finish, and Brixton was great as the villain. Idris Elba as Brixton was awesome. The action scenes were spot on, incredible. This film had everything that I wanted to see in a Fast and Furious spinoff. Love this film a lot. This film is fantastic in my opinion. Of course, it ain't perfect, but it's still a very good movie. Very good film. Coming up number 3. Now, my top 3. Now, these 3 was hard for me to choose which one of these 3 were better than the other. Like, these 3 right here were so freaking good. So freaking good. Alright, coming up number 3 is Fast 5. Now, a lot of people are like, what? Why won't this be at your number 1? For the longest time, this was my second favorite. It was so freaking... I love this movie. Like, literally, like, I remember when I first saw this movie, at the time, I was more of a casual Fast and Furious fan. To where, I've seen the first 4 movies, I thought, oh, they're pretty good. And then when I watched this movie, it freaking took off. Like, I was like, holy shit. This is one of the greatest action movies of all time. And it was. And they brought back all these other characters like Roman Pierce and Tej and, and Giselle, because Giselle was in part 4. They brought her back as well. This film has some awesome action sequences. I love that racing scene where they always racing these cop cars. And I love the fight scene between Hobbs and Dominic Toretto. And I love the whole beginning train sequence. The whole fight train sequence was pretty cool. And this film was freaking awesome. I love this film a lot. These top 3 was so hard for me to choose which one was better than the other. But I love this film a lot. Coming in at my number 2. Now, I can't believe I'm even saying this. Coming in at number 2 is Furious 7. Now, for the longest time, this was my favorite Fast and Furious movie out of the franchise. Now, of course, rest in peace to Paul Walker. This film has some great, incredible action sequences. And Jason Statham as Deckard Shaw, he was a damn good villain in this film. And the action sequences were awesome. The soundtrack was awesome. And, of course, that tribute to Paul Walker at the end was awesome. And then some emotional moments here and there in this film was awesome. This film, freaking love this film. I could talk about this film for hours. This is one of the best Fast and Furious films out of the franchise, in my opinion. Furious 7 was so damn good. Like, literally, it was hard. Like, I didn't think it was possible to even top this film. I did not think it was possible. But somehow, in my opinion, they did it. Now, coming in at my number 1, I cannot believe I'm saying this because there's a lot of hate going on about this film. Coming in at my number 1 is Fast X. Now, if y'all already haven't watched my review for Fast X, please check that out. I really love this film. The action sequences, every action sequences, I did not think would top the other. Like, each action sequences top the other. And also, they had a little bit of character building. At first, of course, after that opening sequence of them explaining about Dante's character, they brought it back to the events of Fast 5. After that sequence, then they started doing a little bit of character building before the crazy action started. They started doing a little bit of character building and let you fall in love with these characters once again. And I loved it for that. And then when the action scenes started happening, it was just freaking non-stop amazing and incredible, filled with high stakes. And Jason Momoa as Dante, that villain was the best villain in the franchise. He was like the mixture of Thanos and the Joker. He was like a mixture of both of those put together in a way. And I just love Fast X. Fast X, damn good film. of course, probably my favorite one in the franchise. Well, it is my favorite one in the franchise right now because it's at my number one. So it's at my number one. So I love this film a lot. I could spend forever talking about this film. Um, you know, all the action sequences kept getting better and better and better. The soundtrack was amazing, and that cliffhanger ending was amazing. And spoiler alert, of course, it's all over online right now. The Rock is back. He showed up at the end credit scene or post credit scene, and it gave me chills rolling down my spine. That cliffhanger ending. This film was like the Avengers Infinity War of the Fast and Furious franchise. I freaking enjoyed this film from beginning to end. This film had everything I wanted it to be and more. Like, this film surprised the hell out of me. Because before I walked in the theater, I don't listen to criticism anymore because nowadays it's freaking ridiculous. You know, because they hate on everything. The critics do nowadays. And I enjoyed Fast X quite a bit. That's why it's at my number one. I know a lot of people might not agree with me, but I love Fast X. Like, freaking every fight sequence was great. Every the storyline I loved. Fast X was damn great. Like, this film was fucking amazing. I love this film from start to finish. So yeah, let me know in the comments below. How would y'all rank the Fast and Furious franchise from worst to best? I like to y'all's thoughts down below. I like to see y'all's rankings down below. So yeah, I guess that's it for this video. If y'all enjoyed this video, please hit the like button, please subscribe and share. Also hit the bell so you know when the videos uploaded. Peace out. Hope y'all enjoyed this video. I guess I'm out.